So I'll be honest with you, it takes a lot for me to be excited about manga unboxings these days. But having no idea what manga is in this box is making me so nervous. Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Profitaku and welcome back to my channel for another manga video. Today's video is all about trying new things and it's special for two reasons. One, we're trying out Mary Manga Company for the first time, a small business with tons of potential. We're gonna see how they package their manga and my whole buying experience with them in general. Second, we are exploring the world of indie manga. What does this type of manga have to offer? Well, stay tuned. So before we get into the unboxing, I did want to talk about how this whole video came about. After the merger of Right Stuf and Crunchyroll, my online buying needs were changing and I was looking for a different company to buy from. As an active member on the subreddit Manga Swap, I'd always see a Reddit user by the name of Hi It's Carl selling manga sets at great prices, and I could see that it was a small business trying to get their name out there. And as they continued to grow on that platform, their reputation continued to increase. They decided to open up a store and now we're here today. So I personally reached out to Carl on X. I said, hey man, I would love to buy from you, but you know, I just have so much stuff in my collection. I'm just gonna give you $125. And if you could just humor me, I want you to just throw a bunch of indie manga in the box that you think would be cool and just send it to me. And Carl was all for the idea. He thought it was super fun. He loves doing surprise hauls. So he took the money, he put a bunch of manga in this box and sent it off to me. And we are here today to see what Carl picked out for me. But along with this being a fun video, this is also an unbiased review of Mary Manga Company. They did not sponsor me or anything like that to make this video. I want to do this for you guys, the people. As somebody who's been on YouTube for several years, I'm very much about advocating products and different stores that are going to fit your needs the best. Especially in this environment of where to buy manga now that Right Stuf is gone, I want to make sure that Mary Manga Company is a company that I personally feel comfortable advocating for you guys. Thus, we're going to do this unboxing together, and hopefully if everything works out, I can put my firm stamp of approval on this company for all of your manga needs. So with that being said, let's get started with the unboxing. So here are the 4 little stacks of manga from Mary Manga Company, and I thought the shipping was just great. I really appreciate that the manga was shipped in smaller sections, because when you place a large order and they put all the manga together in one big clump, man, with everything tossing and turning, you're gonna get some ruined corners, so this is just great. Lots of packaging paper, as you can see, very similar to Right Stuf, very tightly packed, so it's not moving around. Overall, a great experience. Carl was really good about communicating with me, putting the tracking number on the PayPal invoice, so overall, a very smooth transaction. But enough talking, let's do this unboxing here. Let's start with the smallest package. Ooh, nice. Okay, first up here from, it looks like, oh my goodness, what is this? First up here, we have a Mary Manga sticker. Oh, how nice. And we got a nice little bookmark here from Mary Manga, which is nice. There's a QR code here on the back if you want to scan it, if you'd like to go to their website, I'm assuming. And the first stack of manga looks like it's from Starfruit Books, which I have never gotten manga from them before, so this is super cool. The first volume here is Young, Alive, in Love by Daisuke Nishijima. Really interesting cover. But here's the story synopsis here. Makoto uses a Geiger counter to measure radiation, and Mana can see ghosts. The two fall in love. What is more important, decontamination or spirit cleanse? A 3-volume series. A very nice publication by Starfruit Books. They have this little postcard insert with a map of Young, Alive, in Love. That's pretty cool. And they also have some sort of playlist here. I'm very intrigued by this. Is this something that you listen to while you're reading it? Looking at the quality of the book itself, bright white pages and a smaller trim size, which I actually prefer. Very interesting art style, very simplistic, very minimalistic. So I'm very intrigued by this. This seems super interesting. Now here's an interesting one I normally don't dabble in, so I'm glad that this is part of the surprise. Wonder House of Horrors by Miyako Kojima. Very nice cover. And on the inside of the book here, we do have a little art card. This is really nice. But as many of you know, I am not a big horror person, so this is gonna be something not up my alley, but I'm always down to try new things. The artwork looks great. great. So much detail, very interesting faces. Yeah, this is gonna look awesome. There's no synopsis or anything on this, so I can't tell you what it's about. It looks like a short story collection, but nonetheless, I'm intrigued. I'll let you know in the reading log if this is any good. Let's move on here to the second package. If it's like the first package, I hope it's all separated by publisher, because man, that's gonna make things so easy for me editing. Oh, nice. Okay. No, there's a mix of publishers here. Okay, very nice. Oh, lots of great stuff. Oh, wow. From Ablaze Manga, we have an Osamu Tezuka work, which is always really nice to have in the collection. This is 100 Tales. The synopsis here: Ichiru Hanri is an ordinary accountant serving his lord. Though innocent, he is sentenced to death by Harikiri after being entangled in a power struggle. A witch named Sudama appears and offers Hanri 3 wishes in exchange for his soul. Hanri accepts. Is it worth it? Of course, it's the godfather of manga, so what do you expect? I'm expecting a very interesting story with some deep philosophical messages. It's great to see Osamu Tezuka stuff continually being released here in English. I know the Prom G is a big fan of Osamu Tezuka. I've read Osamu Tezuka's works before. I have read Message to Adolf, which is one of my favorite works of all time, so I'm very intrigued to see how I'll like this one. Next up from Dempa is a mangaka that actually got me intrigued into indie manga. This is an Invitation from a Crab by Pampanya. This is another short story collection, and the synopsis is: if you are ever fortunate enough to see a crab strolling through your neighborhood, please follow its lead. By slowing down to a crab's pace and looking around and about in this world, you too may discover life's many mysteries that are hidden in plain sight. I loved Pampanya's other short story collection, Guyabana Holiday. I recommend you check out my December manga reading log to hear my thoughts on that. Just very interesting storytelling, very slow pace, but just very interesting to see their perspective on life and to see the different stories they come up with. Lots of variety. I really love the art style. I love how they draw the main character, Pampanya. So yes, I cannot wait to see what this is all about. A fantastic release by Dempa 2. I love those French flaps as always. Very, very nice quality. The binding feels great. Just a very strong release. Next up are 2 manga from Glacier Bay, a publishing company I've heard a lot about, but I've never actually bought from them. They're at the forefront of the indie manga publishing. And we have here Invisible Parade, a beautiful, beautiful cover. It's super, super intriguing. So the mangaka in this goes by a pseudonym Mississippi. They are a painter and comic artist based in Kyoto. Just like a lot of other indie manga, this is also a short story collection. A very nice release. Intriguingly enough, there's a blue tint to all the ink, so that's a little bit different. Very different art style here. I love to see what these indie mangakas have to offer in terms of artwork. Pulling off the slipcover here, which is always a big bonus. We also get some extra art here as well. This is awesome. And here's the back too, if you're curious. Let me read the synopsis for you if you're intrigued to check this out. A shooting star falls out of a long orbit towards the Earth. One normal Sunday beckons in an invitation to a mysterious art installation. A flying saucer suddenly appears in the sky over Kyoto. A bike repair job that's more than meets the eye. An unusual guest joins a woman on her evening alone. A slow, lazy summer is interrupted by a long-distance phone call. From Brian Wilson in the California of the 60s to the Kyoto of the 90s, Mississippi's dreamy sci-fi episodes are modern fairy tales infused with a poignant sense of magic realism, bringing to life the everyday moments and subtle characters of the human experience. These sound like really interesting stories, so I can't wait to check this one out. And last up in this section, we have A Favorable Wind on Full Sails. Yet again, another beautiful release and more intriguing cover art. As you can see, this is a short story collection done by the mangaka Aaron Tuchika. I'm assuming that's some sort of pseudonym. Very interesting artwork. I love short story collections. I think that this is going to be the year of short story collections for me, so I will let you know in a reading log if this is a short story collection to check out. As many of you know, my goal with short story collections is not if every story is good, because I feel like there's going to be some misses, but it's more about, is the whole collection itself worth picking up? All right, let's go to the single volume here wrapped up, and this is Glaiolia. This is also a Glacier Bay release, and it looks like a short story collection encompassing many different mangakas. You can see here on the back cover, so that is great. I love this oversized print. I've seen other people pick this up. I think this is a very popular short story collection in the Glacier Bay catalog, but as you can see here, this oversized format really works. It is a beautiful release, a matte finish on the cover, so it feels really good. Yeah, I can't wait to dive into this one. And last but not least, let's dive into the last package. Here we go. All right, 2 massive books here. First off, we have Pandora, and it has a bunch of extra stuff in it, a bookmark and an art card. I'm gonna take off this little cover here. This is a Glacier Bay release, and it is probably the nicest release that I've seen from them so far. This is awesome. Very interesting artwork, very watercolor-esque, and it's also in full color, so that's a huge bonus. This is the most expensive volume that I've seen so far from them. This is $35 retail. But from the table of contents, it looks like another short story collection, and the mangaka is Hagawara Rei. This last manga is from a publisher I never heard of before, Drawn and Quarterly, and this is the mangaka is Shigeru Mizuki, and this is Nananba. A beautiful release by Drawn and Quarterly, retails at around $30. It's got some French flaps in here, some beautiful inside cover artwork, very nice feel on it, very tight binding, and as we go through the actual pages itself, not the greatest quality of pages, but definitely solid, some thick pages so none of the ink is bleeding through. This is considered the definitive work by acclaimed Gekikaka Shigeru Mizuki. Within the pages of Nananba, Mizuki explores the legacy left to him by his childhood explorations of the spirit world, explorations encouraged by his grandmother, an endearing old woman named Nananba. Nananba is a touching work about childhood and growing up, as well as a fascinating portrayal of Japan in a moment of transition. Very, very intriguing. And this is exactly why I asked Carl to do this haul for me. I would never have picked this up on my own, but I'm just so intrigued, and I am so willing to push the boundaries of what manga has to offer us as readers. I will do something like this again in a heartbeat. So to conclude, is Merry Manga Company worth it? Absolutely. Is getting an indie haul like this absolutely worth it? Yes, if you're willing to open your mind and try some new things. These publications are a labor of love, and to see these publishers put so much work into these really high quality releases is awesome to see. No, I haven't read any of these yet. I do plan on reading everything this month. I will talk about it in my January manga reading log, so if you'd like to hear how I like these things so you can pick it up yourself, make sure you stick to that video at the end of the month so that you can see whether these are going to be for you. So I do want to give a big shout out to Carl and Merry Manga Company. Thanks so much for doing this for me. This was so much fun and well worth the 125 bucks. As always, if you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.